to part with it. The tower with the turret hadn't been as simple a project as Rain had hoped. She'd sold 3 days of rustic for a romantic getaway to an adventurous young couple which had generated 7,500 euros. They'd promptly refunded the money when the fireplace backed up and smoked the newlyweds out. Flames erupted, but Rain and Kira had stopped the fire from spreading with a fire extinguisher in the landing. Instead of an influx into the bank, Rain had paid for a doctor's checkup and a honeymoon suite in Dublin for 2 days, grateful not to have been sued. It was now mid-September. The tower's interior walls had been scrubbed and painted, the fireplaces all cleaned. There were 4 large chambers with ensuite bathrooms, 1 per floor. Each level had 3 thin windows once used as arrow slits back when it had been built for fortification, and they'd installed specialty glass panes. The inside steps were also new, as was the railing. The best place for cell reception in the tower was still the rooftop, because the rock was so blasted thick. "Nothing can go wrong this time," Rain murmured. Everyone, from the Lloyd family to the new staff, had practiced their roles. "You almost burned the castle down." Kira shifted her body toward the car as the driver parked to the right, followed by the second car. "Just don't feck it up." Rain swallowed her retort about the castle being made of stone and focused on their guests. The 8-person Montgomery-Anderson bridal wedding party consisted of bride-to-be Tori Montgomery, her parents and hotel magnates Joan and Dylan Montgomery, and her maid of honor, starlet Amy Flores. The groom was up-and-coming heartthrob actor Jake Anderson with his best man and brother Josh Anderson. Traveling with them was Jake's right-hand man, Ethan Cruz. Amy also had an assistant, Tiffany Quick. Tori had designated the rooms, choosing Josh on the main floor of the tower, then Amy, and the 3rd and 4th levels were for the bride and groom. Her parents would be in the largest cottage, while Ethan and Tiffany would share the 2nd bungalow. Both had been furnished in an antique Irish style, but with modern amenities like upgraded bathrooms, televisions, and cable, new mattresses, and comfy couches. Each cottage had 2 bedrooms and a sleeper sofa. Most meals would be in the manor, and there were always the village pubs and the Cocoa Bean Cafe if folks wanted something different. Tonight was Thursday, the wedding was Saturday, and the guests flew home Monday morning. Piece of cake, Rain thought. Jake Anderson exited the first car, followed by Tori. Jake had to be the most beautiful human being she'd ever set eyes on, and that magnetism conveyed itself on the silver screen. Tori was a lucky woman. But then he was also very fortunate to be marrying an heiress. This wedding would rake in $25,000, not including the other half of the bride's dress, $7,500 for a total of $32,500. That would make up for some of the losses incurred in the ongoing process of getting the manor and the property ready for guests. Tori was 5'5" and thin, her beauty enhanced by cosmetic surgery. Her hair was golden, her skin tan. A walking, talking Barbie. Jake was tall and buff with dark brown styled hair and perfectly calculated scruff at his chiseled jaw. Dark denim jeans, silk shirt. In August, Rain had called Tori about a final fitting for a bridal gown the heiress had ordered in February, when Tori had a mini meltdown over the too big Christmas wedding and the guest list already at 400. Leaping on the chance to help, Rain offered the Irish castle property as an alternate venue if Tori wanted a rustic getaway instead. Tori, a self-proclaimed control freak, had kept her designer dress with her so it hadn't been part of Landon Short's gown heist in June. Rain's ex, Landon, had done serious damage on her 30th birthday that she was still reeling from. A shout-out from Tori Montgomery could boost her bridal wear business reputation despite not having a storefront on Rodeo Drive. Her positive review of this unique destination might launch them in the Hollywood set, full of people with disposable income. The only hitch was that Rain had promised to keep the wedding participants a secret, with no social media, until after they went home on Monday. Dylan Montgomery climbed out from behind the wheel and slammed the door. He was tall and had silver tips on his dark brown hair. His wife Joan got out the other side. She was as blonde as Tori.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.